A pentagonal lamina of edges 25 mm is placed on one of its corners in VP such that the surface makes an angle 30 degree to VP. The perpendicular bisector passing through the corner on which lamina rests is inclined at 45 degree to HP. Draw the projections. A pentagonal lamina of edges 25 mm is placed on one of its corners in VP. That is the first thing that you need to remember before solving the problem. Just I'll check with a rough sketch on my left hand side. So I'm going to draw a rough sketch here using my pencil. So the very first thing is I'll just represent an XY line and identify and name VP and HP. It is a pentagonal lamina. You as and when you see the pentagonal lamina, you need to know how to construct the pentagonal lamina. Base side, one side is 20. The base side is 25 mm. Base side is 25 mm, and so external angle is 72 degree or interior angle is 108 degree. So that construction should run in your mind. Based on that construction only, we have to continue the problem. Is placed on one of its corners in VP. That is the first thing you need to understand. Corner in VP. Corner is in VP. Of that 5 sides, one of the corner is in vertical plane. So I'll just draw a rough sketch here, and very important, such that the surface makes an angle of 30 degree to VP. Surface means one line. Surface of a lamina means one particular line. So one line makes an angle of 30 degree to VP. Obviously, the 30 degree to VP will be inclined to VP here, the surface inclination. So the top view will be just a line. So you need to draw a true shape here. So how will you draw the true shape in vertical plane is important. So how will you construct? I have to construct the true shape here in such a way that I'll keep the corner to my left. I'll keep the corner to my left and then construct the pentagon. That means I'll keep some distance here and then draw 25 mm and construct a pentagon towards the left hand side like this, 108 degree and 108 degree, and then mark here and identify this 25 mm so that I'll get a corner towards the left. When I see this from top, I'll get the top view here with a corner. If this is A dash, this will be A. This is the front view, and this top view is inclined at an angle of 30 degree. 30 degree, I'll draw a line and shift this top view to the new position such that it is in a corner. This corner will be touching this vertical plane. Till here, 2 steps will be over. See, corner in VP, corner is in VP, and surface makes an angle of 30 degree to VP. Surface makes an angle of 30 degree to VP. This angle is 30 degree. Remaining namings I have not done. I'll tell you why. Next, the very important thing that is given here in this problem is till here, see, till this full stop, whatever you're seeing, 2 statements or the first statement, the problem will be over for 2 steps. Next, the perpendicular bisector. passing through the corner on which the lamina rests. Lamina is resting on a corner A, and from this A there is a perpendicular bisector passing through this corner. This is the perpendicular bisector. I'll just represent it like this. This is not a corner, so this is just a line. As you have inclined here at 30 degree, the surface, even A, I'll just name it as M1, even AM1 is also inclined here along with this edge. Even AM1 is also inclined here. That is, first inclination is over. And when you draw the projections from A and B and C and D and E, something like this, so you will get a, and again from here also, if you draw the projections, you will get a foreshortened image of a pentagonal lamina. This will be M. New AM, A dash AM will be new, which will be foreshortened. After inclination of 30 degree, this perpendicular bisector is foreshortened here. Next, what is the statement given? This perpendicular bisector passing through the corner on which the whole lamina is resting in VP, resting, is inclined at 40 degree to HP. That is, whatever the apparent foreshortened shape is there, that is inclined at an angle of 45 degree to HP. 45 degree to HP means this A dash and this M, the apparent shape that I have got here, will be shifted here in such a way that you need to check whether this direct representation is available or not. If is it available, you need to check. That is, it is appearing as it is at 45 degree. No, it is not appearing as it is. The perpendicular bisector passing through the corner on which the lamina rests is inclined at 45 degree to HP. That is, this perpendicular bisector is inclined here. That is, the perpendicular bisector, you need to, if it is inclined 45 degree, you need to check if perpendicular bisector has been foreshortened or not. Will it be foreshortened here? Can anybody unmute and tell me? Can anyone unmute and tell me, will the perpendicular bisector be foreshortened here or not? After the surface inclination of 30 degree.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand? See,
Yes,
third inclination is given. Perpendicular bisector is inclined to HP 45 degree. You need to check, as this perpendicular bisector is an element, you need to check whether the same bisector has been foreshortened here or not. If it is foreshortened, then there exists a beta angle condition, or as we are drawing in vertical plane, it is alpha angle. So how to do that? Take the true measurement A dash M1, A dash and M1, take the true measurement, mark a locus, then take the apparent length A dash M. From this A dash, take the foreshortened length of the perpendicular bisector, mark here, you will get new M. Here you are supposed to construct the pentagon. Here you are supposed to construct the same pentagon to the new position. Like this you are supposed to construct and identify this alpha angle. So first and foremost thing, you are not supposed to construct directly the perpendicular bisector at 45 degree. You need to find out the alpha angle. I don't know this alpha angle. Why I have to do that? Because this perpendicular bisector is inclined to HP here as well as inclined to VP. And it's very simple. The perpendicular bisector is the third, is inclined at 45 degree to HP is given, which is the third position. If the same perpendicular bisector is foreshortened here, then there exists a condition here as it is. If it is not appearing with beta, then the statement will be given as appears. How it appears? You have seen diagonal or a perpendicular bisector appears to be at 45 degree to VP means then there exists no beta angle. Directly you are supposed to solve the problem, like what we did in the previous condition. So we'll start solving the problem for pentagonal lamina. Simultaneously, keep your mobile in front of you like a monitor and please start answering along with me. So I'm using all the tools. So I'll just draw an XY line at a convenient position. Take a suitable position and draw an XY line. I'll draw an XY line. Immediately, I have to name it XY, VP, and HP. So where you're drawing the true shape, don't draw on horizontal plane, as the surface is in makes an angle of 30 degree to VP and it is resting that one of its corners in VP. You have to draw the true shape here. So I'll construct the true shape in such a way that leave some boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 to 6 box around the fifth line. I'm going to mark 25 mm. So 25 somewhere here I can mark. So I'll take it from here. In examination, you will not be writing this text. So you will be having plenty of space here. So only here you are supposed to, only I am writing here. You also can write the question on the other side of the paper, no problem. Or it will be thin. If you write it in pencil, if or pen, you write it in thin, because of live classroom, I am using this sketch pen. Don't use sketch pen. 25 mm, 2.5 box. I have constructed a baseline for the pentagon. So construct a baseline of the pentagon. So keep your protractor here, and from the right hand side, 72 degree, 70, 71, 72 degree. I am marking here and draw a thin line. And similarly, I'll keep a protractor towards the left side end of the line. From here, 70, 72 degree, I have marked and draw a thin line. This line I'm going to end it up at 25. You see, 25 mm. So your problem will be right and your construction will be right only if you get the two corners, these two corners at the same position between the printed lines. Then your construction of the pentagon will be right. Then take the compass. I'll take the measurement of 25 mm. From here, I'm going to draw an arc. And from here also, I'm going to draw an arc and join it. Pentagon construction will be finished. So immediately after completion, I'm going to name it from left hand side A dash. You can write B here also and B here also. However you name, both namings appropriately should be done in the top view. I'm going to name here B dash, C dash, D dash, and E dash. You know why we are using dash, because in vertical plane your representations will be in dash. So I'm using 2H pencil for thin lines of the projections. So from A dash, I'm going to draw a line till it meets XY line. B and D should lie on the same projector line. I'm going to draw a thin line, and here also. So this is the maximum portion at which the top view will lie. See the XY line thickness. XY line is thin. So above XY line, I'm going to mark the top view, which will be dark. So I'm making it dark. So I'm making it dark like this. So this is the top view. So how to name the top view? Can anybody name this top view? Daivik? Mr. Daivik? Gagan Gowda?
Sir,
Can you name this top view, left hand side?
yeah,
Yes, yeah. Next, here,
B of B of
B of
D.
D. Is it D?
Sir, video is not clear. E. B of E.
B of E. Next, here,
C of D.
C of D. See, this is the top view, which represents one surface. See, the name surface. See, surface means this one line. The whole surface of the lamina is included here. It can be represented here. Okay. Next, I have to shift this top view to the new position at an angle of 30 degree to VP. So I'll take a set square. I'll take my set square. So here, I'll take a set square. First, identify the position. I'll identify somewhere here. So hold your set square like this and draw a thin line for 30 degree. This is 30 degree line. But what I need is, I need exact distance from the corner A to C dash opposite edge C of D. So from here, I am marking here. So this I'll keep it as A. This is C of D. Next, from A, I have to mark B of E. I have to mark B of E. So A to B of E will be somewhere here. So B of E is here and C of D is here, and I'll make it dark. Only from here till here it will be dark, not extra. And this is 30 degree. This is 30 degree. Next, take the scale, draw the projections, thin lines using 2H pencil from A towards up. Next, B upwards, as well as from E. Next is C of D. From here also I'm drawing a projector upwards like this. So this is arrow mark. I'm mentioning arrow mark. First I am representing the true shape. Next the top view, true shape in vertical plane. Next the top view. Next I've shifted the top view here. From top view, I have to obtain the second front view. So horizontal lines from, let us start from A. From A, I've drawn a line. Again from B as well as from C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. Draw the line. Identify the location of A. So this is A dash and A. A dash and A is meeting here. So this is A dash. Next B, this is B dash. Next this is C dash, D dash, and this is E dash. So join everything, A to E, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to A. So, and erase the unnecessary lines which are not necessary for me now. And very important for me, the next step, that is the perpendicular bisector. I'll name the perpendicular bisector like this. See here, this is the perpendicular bisector for me. Don't make it dark. So in the true length of the perpendicular bisector, I am going to name it as M1. I'm going to name the true length of the bisector as M1. And the apparent length of the perpendicular bisector, I'm just naming it as M. So can anybody tell me what is the length of A dash M1 and A dash M. What is the total length? Okay, next third position. I'm going to draw a 45-degree line. I have drawn a 45-degree line. On this 45-degree line, the perpendicular bisector passing through the corner on which the whole lamina is resting is A, and the perpendicular bisector passing through the corner on which the lamina is resting is A dash M or A dash M1. What I have given it for true length, to identify the true length of the perpendicular bisector. Next, at 45-degree, as it is inclined, theta is given as 45-degree. I have drawn a 45-degree line. Next, take the true measurement. Take the true measurement as we are solving for alpha angle condition. Take the true measurement AM1. AM1 true measurement of the perpendicular bisector. I'm going to take it and mark it on this 45-degree line. I have marked it on this 45-degree line. I'm going to extend this 45-degree line. Name it immediately. This is A dash and this is M1. I'm naming it as M1. A dash to M1 is equal to the true length of the perpendicular bisector. Next, draw a locus here. Draw a locus here. I have drawn a locus of this perpendicular bisector corner M endpoint M1. So on this locus, I have to represent our new location of M, new dimension of the perpendicular bisector, that is the foreshortened dimension, that is this one, A dash M. I am taking this measurement A dash M, and with A dash as center, I am marking M here on this locus line. On this locus line, this is M, and join with a thin line A dash and M. A dash and M, I have joined it with a thin line. Now I have to shift this whole pentagon, apparent shape of the pentagon, to the new position. How to shift that? As I have obtained A dash M, I'll represent M to C dash and M to D dash first. So M to C dash and M to D dash will be drawn first. So how to draw that? Because this is a perpendicular bisector, I'll draw perpendicularity first. So to AM line, I'm going to draw a perpendicular line. To AM, draw a perpendicular line. I have drawn a perpendicular line to this line. Next, take these measurements. What is this measurement? This is total is 25. So M to C dash and M to D dash will be 12.5, 12.5. So this is totally 25 mm. I am making it in dark line, and C dash, and this is D dash. C dash and D dash I have marked, which is the perpendicular bisector for this A dash M that I have drawn. Next, construct this pentagon here. How to construct this pentagon? I'll take measurement. It is very simple. So very important. A dash E dash will be equal to A dash and B dash. See, A dash and B dash. These two, only these two will be same. So with A dash, I'm going to mark two arcs, 1 and 2 on either side. That is from A dash to E dash and A dash to B dash. These two arcs I have drawn. Next, from C dash, I'll take the measurement to B dash. See, it is somewhere here. C dash B dash. C dash B dash is equal to DE. D dash E dash. So D dash, from here, D dash, draw an arc here on this arc, which will be equal to C dash to B dash, which will be here. So this location and this location, I'm going to draw. My new apparent shape of the pentagon. And name it A, B dash, C dash, D dash, and this is E dash. And extend this line, extend this line and tell me how much is this alpha? How much is this alpha? Next step, lines will be there. So you are representing these things and find out the alpha angle here. So from A dash, draw a line below. From B dash, you draw a line below. And from C dash, you draw a line below. And from D dash, draw a line. And from E or E dash also draw a line. Or A, B, C, D, E, draw a line. Next, from A, you're drawing a line till it meets A dash, that is on XY line. Next, from B, you're drawing a line till it meets B dash projector. And similarly, B and E will be here. So this is E. So this is B, A, B. Next is C. I'll name C here. Where is C dash projector? C dash projector is meeting C here. So this is C. Next, D is also here. C, D. This is the D projector. This is D. A, B, C, D is over, and this is E. Now join everything. Your final apparent view will be A dash is meeting A here. Next, B dash projector is meeting B projector here. I'll draw arrow mark. These arrow marks are downwards. These arrow marks are downwards. So A dash and A is meeting on XY line. That is what we mean to say that the corner, it is laying on a corner in VP. Next, B dash and B is meeting here. Next, C dash and C is meeting here. Next, D dash and D projector is meeting here. Next, from E, I am drawing a line till it meets E dash projector. So join everything. Join again A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to A. Unwanted extra lines can be erased. And identify this alpha angle. How much is the alpha angle? That is what you are supposed to find out. The final step, I'll repeat again. Draw a 45-degree line with A as center. With A dash as center, take M1, the true length of the perpendicular bisector. Next, with A dash as center, take M, the distance, foreshortened distance. After you draw an locus here, so with A as center, mark this new M. So this is the perpendicular bisector that I have to shift to the new position from the apparent length. If you extend this line, you will get this alpha angle with thin lines. As A dash M is perpendicular to C dash D, draw a perpendicular line. To this line, draw a perpendicular line. What do you mean by perpendicularity? So this is perpendicularity, and again, this is perpendicularity. So this line is perpendicular. So CD, from here C, from here D, you can identify and make it as a dark line, name it as C, and this is D. So AE and AB are equal. So AE and AB, I'll draw an arc on both the sides, these two lines. Next, CB and DE are both are equal. So CE and DB are equal. So I can name it like this: AB, CD, and E, and construct this pentagon, A dash, and find the alpha. You need to tell me how much is alpha. One thing I left it out. Take perpendicularity from this printed lines in on the scale. Of 30 mm sides, is resting on HP with one of its corners in VP. Statements may be tricky, but we need to think what is the condition properly and then solve the problem. And its surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degree to VP. This is very important statement. The surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degree to VP. You need to think, what do you mean by surface? Surface is a line to VP 30 degree, and the diagonal passing through that corner which is in VP is inclined at 45 degree to HP. When you read the problem, understand the statement, what are the hidden conditions given. For example, surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degree to VP means to VP, that is on HP, there must be a line. On HP, there must be a line which represents the surface inclined to VP. Then how to draw the true condition is very, very important. And then solve the problem accordingly. So true shape will be same. True shape can be drawn in vertical plane and horizontal plane for different problems and different conditions also.
Sir, video clear ಇಲ್ಲ.
Huh?
Video clear ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು few seconds. Few seconds it will happen for each and everyone's network. As I'm using LAN here, it will be continuous almost. See, hexagonal lamina of 30 sides is resting on HP with one of its corners in VP. See, this is a lamina which is resting in on HP with one of its corners in VP, means I'll give some inclination to it and I'll make the lamina to rest on HP at the initial stage. And this corner is in VP. This corner is in VP. The diagonal passing through this corner, see the diagonal that is passing through this corner which is in VP is already inclined here, with this corner condition, and then it is inclined to HP at 45 degree. It is inclined to HP at 45 degree. So when the diagonal is inclined at the third position, you need to think whether it will be foreshortened after this 30-degree inclination to VP. If it is foreshortened, then there exists a alpha angle condition. So in such condition, we'll solve the problem initially by constructing an hexagon for 30 I'll start from here, 30 hexagon from here till here, and construct a hexagon in such a way that this will be 60 degree. From here it will be 60 degree. Again from here also it will be 60 degree on either side. I'm going to construct 60 degree lines and stop it at 30 See, this is 30 I'm going to stop it. So, and make this angle, and here also 30 I'm going to stop it at this particular mentioning. So if your construction is right, then these two corners will lie on the same line. So then your problem will be right. Slightly you take at the third box and let it be in a proper way. Let it come inside the projection as it I have drawn. I have not used this properly. And see here, it in one more simple technique here also. On this printed line, you can draw a thin line, and here also on this printed line only 30 within this 30 only other two corners will come. So here I can take this 30-degree line from this corner, sorry, 60 degree exterior angle, 120-degree interior angle. See, from here at 60-degree angle I am drawing a line. So here I have got one more position, and on the same position I'm going to mark 30 here as well as here. So I get a hexagon. So I get a hexagon here and name it accordingly and erase these unnecessary lines. Let one line be here for dimensioning 30. I'm going to dimension 30 here. And construct this hexagon. And start naming this. I'll name this as A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, and F dash. Don't represent E dash below this line. Below this line, this represents horizontal plane. F dash also and E dash, everything should be above. And next, draw the projections from A dash, draw a line downwards, and from D dash also. So this will be the top view. Top view will be on XY line because you are assuming it is in the initial positions as 0, angle 0, and then constructed A. Top view is B of F, C of E, C of E, and D. Next, from here, I'll draw a 30-degree line. Construct a 30-degree line. So take the same measurement from A corner to D corner. I'm going to take this measurement and mark it here. Make it as a dark line. This is A and this is D. In between, you have got B of F and C of E. So if you take one measurement, that is enough. Here A of B in hexagonal lamina, A to B of F will be equal to C to D to C of E. So this will be same as A to this one. Name it B of F, C of E, and draw the front view. To draw the front view, I'm going to extend the lines from A towards vertical line, again from B, again from C and D and E and F. Next, from BC, I'm going to draw a projector. AB as well as some FE. Start from A, B, C, D, E, and then complete it. So this is A dash and A is meeting here. So A dash and A is meeting here. This is A. Then B dash and B is meeting here. This is B dash. C dash and C is meeting here. And D dash and D is meeting here. And E and F are meeting here. This is F dash and E dash. So this is your apparent shape of the hexagonal lamina. After the surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degree. Next, it is diagonal. That is important element here. So what I'll do in this true length, the A, D dash, whatever is there, for my convenience, I am going to name it as A D1 dash, A dash D1 dash, which is the true length of the diagonal. Next, apparent length of this diagonal is AD. This is AD. So this is AD. I'll be keeping this D as it is. So what is this length? It will be a foreshortened length. I'll just check it out. So diagonal length is 60 mm because 30 mm is there. Diagonal is 60. Yes, correct. Then this foreshortened length is 50 mm. You can see it is 50 mm. Diagonal has become, don't write this. Diagonal is foreshort. Here diagonal is in true length. Diagonal, median, perpendicular, bisector, anything. It is in true length here. It has become foreshort here. Is the same element is inclined in the third position. Diagonal passing through the corner on which it is in VP. That is the corner A is in VP. Diagonal passing through this corner is AD. Is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So this diagonal is foreshort here and it is also inclined here. Then there exists an alpha angle condition. So draw a 45 degree line from here and draw a 45 degree line. .45 degree line. A dash D1 dash, the true length of the diagonal I am taking here and then marking it here. Take a convenient position and mark it here and name it immediately, otherwise you will not go wrong. Name it immediately. Naming means this is my position A dash, this is my position D1 dash. Draw a locus there. Draw a locus at D1 dash like this. Next, take the apparent length of the diagonal. What is apparent? Foreshortened length of the diagonal? AD, that is 50 mm. Approximately, it is 50 mm. With A dash as center, I am marking here D. D dash. Now this is my new foreshortened length of the diagonal, which should be extended towards XY line and mark alpha. And mark alpha. Now construct the same hexagon here. So how to construct the same hexagon here is important. So what I'll do here is this diagonal A dash and D dash, I'm going to bisect it for the positions where these B dash projector and C dash projector is lying. So for me, it is 12 mm on either side, 12 mm on either side. I'll mark two dots at 12 mm on either side. See here 12 mm on either side from here also, as well as from here also. I'm marking two dots which represents these two positions. These two positions. So with these two positions, from here, I'm going to see how much is this height. That is 26. Here also it is 26. So 26 mm, I can get B and C. So exactly perpendicular. See this is perpendicular to this diagonal. CE and BF line is perpendicular to this diagonal line. So I'll draw exactly parallel line for 21 marking. I have made that printed line to be exactly here. So I'm marking here 21, 10, 20, 21 is here. So I have obtained this line, which is C dash, and this is E dash. Next, similarly, I'm going to mark here also B dash and 21 on either side, here F dash. So check this, BC will be 25. So from here it is 25. Yes, here also it is 25. Exactly it is 25. And mark these two lines and complete the hexagon. How to construct hexagon? A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, F to A. Like this, construct the hexagon. Same, you are constructing this hexagon here. Apparent shape of the hexagon is constructed here. How it is constructed? It is constructed with the alpha angle condition. A dash D dash is at the new location, not here. And then complete the top view. A dash till XY line where it meets this A. Next B dash to B location somewhere here. Next from C dash, I'm going to draw a projector. And D dash, I'm going to draw a projector. E dash, I'm going to draw a projector. F dash, I will draw a projector. And A is meeting A dash here. This is A. Next from B is meeting B dash here. Again, I'll extend it so that I'll get this F projector also. This is F and this is B. See, this is B and this is F. Next, C dash is meeting here. and I'll extend it so that E also is getting here. So this is E and this is C. And D dash is meeting here on this line. Where is the D dash projector? Identify this D dash projector and check properly. This is D. See, you have to check, keep the scale where you have kept D and mark the location, and then join all lines. That is A to B. I'm going to join A to B. B to C. C to D. D to E. E to F. And F to A. This is your final answer along with the alpha. If anybody has constructed before completing these two views, we'll get the alpha. Can you tell me how much is alpha? How much was if you have measured alpha?